Well, hello there ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my Transport Fever series here on White Valley. Today, in this episode, we are going to continue on with the flying, which we're touching on in the last episode. And if you just look around here, I mean, you probably need to be full screened for this. If you're watching this on mobile, you're not going to see them. But just the planes, so many planes in the sky right now, it is very, very busy indeed. We've got only 2 routes in the profit though, and that's something again I want to continue to work on to make sure we have integrated stations which allow for people to go ahead and get to airports nice and easily, and then from there continue on. On top of that, we're still doing a lot of good, especially in this part of the world which we want to focus on, and then also maybe like to move into some other corners of the world as well. Very much around Southgate I think could be a good option, and then also over in Dedham as well, because a lot of the goods here I haven't touched and I feel I should be doing so by this stage. I did say at the end of the last episode we're going to build a new airport though, and that's where we're going to start with Portishead City Airport. Now, there is an airport quite close to here, that being Hampstead and Bangor. However, I feel that there's enough of a gap really where I can go ahead and get another airport in here. Portishead, the town itself, has a population of about, 30,000? 4 people off 30,000. So I think it can very much justify its own airport, and that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So let me go ahead and start to delete some of this back. What I want to do is I want to go for an airport which has, I think we're just going to go for a medium. I don't think I have the room for a large here. That is just the problem, just because of the fact that I don't want to have it too far out of town. That's the real thing I'm aiming for here. Though again, I don't really know how much terraforming I might have to do. I might have to do quite a bit, to be honest, so it all really depends on those factors. I want to see if we can get a large in first of all. The answer to that is quite possibly unable to align terrain, but it's really not bad. It's just to do with this approach road. So I mean, if we can get you in here somewhere, it's this road here which is going to cause us problems. Let me go ahead and help myself out by going ahead and getting these. So yeah, the problem is we're on a hill, which is not good, so if we rotate you around, then again things should be a bit problematic just because we're going up a hill continuously here, so it's not ideal. We could do it there though, this could work, we could get a large airport in. Right, let me go ahead and build 4 terminals, just logical I think, to go ahead and do that right now. So if we were to go ahead and put this in here, which we can do, then that is the airport built. Wow-ee. So as we can see here, it's actually going downhill, not uphill. I do take my statement back there, but it fits and it works, and it's in a good location as well with regards to the town right beside it anyway. Okay, so what we're going to do now is, this town needs a bit of an overhaul. I think Portishead needs a bit of work, which we'll go ahead and give it. So first of all, we've got a lot of overcrowding just with Hampstead to Portishead on this route here. It's always had overcrowding. Hampstead being a big interchange that it is, a lot of people want to travel to there to go onwards to Hetton, for example, or even further afield along to Spalding, so I understand why the trains are so busy. We're looking for this train here, so amazingly it's in the negative, and I'm not really at all sure why, because there is seats on a lot of these trains. I think I maybe have too many trains on this. That sounds weird, I know, but 92-second frequency? In saying that, it is quite a long line, but it's just crazy how many... It's just odd, it's very odd that this is overcrowded. I'm guessing the train spacing isn't the best. I mean, you're coming in full to be fair, and then there's not another train until the station. So I'm not 100% sure what is going on here actually. You're leaving, you're not full. I mean, Botry isn't too bad to be honest, so not really at all sure what to think about this right now. We'll leave it for the time being, but I will monitor that. I don't also know why it's in such a... It's in quite a negative. I mean, it's fluctuating obviously, because it was negative by about 500,000 a second ago, so... And there we go, it goes negative again. And then positive, so going up and down, fluctuating quite a bit. Right, so we're going to have this airport over here. First of all, we need to go ahead and link it up with a road, which that's quite easy to do. We can do that there. One thing I do want to do while I'm at this though is going to actually go ahead and upgrade this to a large street anyway, just due to the fact that these 2 towns are quite busy and I can imagine a lot of traffic goes in between these 2, so I think that is deserved of an upgrade. What we're going to do is we're going to have a small terminal building or terminal station should I say, roundabout here. We'll jump into... go for something quite simple. Now, before I do that, I should really work out what I'm going to do here with trams, because the current tram in the town, as we can see, it's very much outgrown itself. It's doing well, but it needs to go ahead, and it's not the most efficient route, first of all, and I can go ahead and definitely make it much better going forward here. As we can see, I mean, round to this stop, there is a lot of people waiting. Is this tram profitable? Because we're even using Citadis trams on this route, that's the crazy thing. And there's a lot of roads which have bus lanes which shouldn't have bus lanes, for example. Let me go ahead, we're in Portishead here. PPP. We are in the profit, it's just not enough trams run evidently. And also I don't like this ending here, so let me go ahead and start the modifications. First of all, we're going to go ahead and change some large streets which have bus lanes which shouldn't have bus lanes on them. So for example, let's go to no and let's go to no. And let's go ahead and downgrade these, just because they shouldn't be bus-laned roads when there's no buses on them. Formerly, or previously should I say, there was a lot of buses in this town, a lot of buses. However, that really changed at some stage. I need to make sure I'm not affecting any tram lines which are not there. Then again along here, before we had the railway line, which only came in probably in about episode 14 or so, there was buses which used to serve from Hampstead. And that's really why a lot of the bus infrastructure is in this town, hence we've got a station here. So what I think I want to do is, currently we've got this black route here, which is fine, and I'm going to leave it like that. Though what I'm going to do is I'm going to change and make a turning circle probably over here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a second tram line just due to the population, and we're going to run from here, but instead it's going to maybe not run it up this road, it's going to come further out. Then I maybe want to go around this part a bit and then go along to the airport. Something along those lines anyway. I think that would be a bit better. So let's go ahead and make these changes. Alright, let's go ahead and jump into our roads. Let's go and upgrade to bus lanes and then electrical, yes. I want to keep this open so I can see where the current route is anyway. What I want to do is maybe make this terminate over here, for example. Just loop it round there. Well, that isn't going to work, of course, is it? So we're going to loop round there, and that's going to be the new terminus. Then what we're going to do for this new tram route, I'm happy to have it in and around this circle. You can come along here. Then you can make your way along here. You're going to stop at this stop here, and then instead you're going to come along here. So we're going to serve this top corner of the town, which I think is really good. It would connect it up. Then what I want to do is make my way down here realistically, destroying everything in my process. I'm not really meaning to though. And then we're going to come along here, and this is where the route will terminate. Right, okay, so that's a much better route going forwards, and I'm quite happy about that indeed. With regards to the current route though, we need to go ahead and make that modification. So let's start off by going ahead and jumping in, getting some stops. We are going to add on a lot more trams, do not worry, that's one of the highest priorities definitely. I do want to go ahead though and get rid of old bus stops which are just no longer in use. Again, it is one of my pet peeves, I think. So we're going to get rid of 7, 7 and then 7. So then after 6, we're going to call at this stop here. You're going to loop around and voila. So that means we can go ahead and get rid of that stop there. And we're going to use this section here, so that's fine. We can also get rid of this original bus station as well, which is fine. What I do want to do, happy to leave that track there because it will connect up the two new routes, so that's not a problem in the slightest. What I do want to do though instead is we're going to go ahead and have another station down here. This is going to connect up to the airport. The reason I want to do it here is just because it allows me to have segregated stops for the trams. Plus I think we'll actually have the airport tram come round anti-clockwise instead of clockwise, meaning they're on opposite sides of the road. Just means that the other trams aren't stuck behind each other, will make much more efficient. Okay, so we're going to go up here, stop in here. There's quite a lot of high-rise in this middle part here, which I'm fine with. We'll stop there. Then what we're going to do is we're going to stop here, and I'm going to get rid of this old stop here, just because I believe there is no needs. While I'm at this here actually, I want to go for no and I want to go for no. Happy to keep this a double road. However, let's just get rid of the bus lanes. Again, another one of my pet peeves. So we're going to stop there. Now this is uncharted territory in the town, definitely. So we'll have a stop there, have a stop here. This will grow back pretty quickly. And then we'll have another stop down here like so. And then should be good to run out to the airport. We'll make another stop here just in case the town grows out this way, which I half kind of think it might. Then what we'll do is we'll add in a final tram terminus over here, for example. Go ahead and upgrade you to electrical, and that is that new tram route ready to go. Okay, so what we're going to do is Upper Portishead, North Street, from North Street to Park Lane. So this is going to not really overlap at all with the old tram, which is good. We're really serving new parts of town here, which is nice. And then we're going to come in here. Now, I've done that totally wrong, haven't I? I do want to get rid of Park Road. What we're going to do is... I want to serve you, but I don't want to serve you that way. I want to actually come in via this stop. But that's not working in the slightest, is it? Right, I'll come back to this part. So after 11, we'll do 12. That's what I want. So it looks like it might have to stop at both stops. If I get rid of 10... No, okay, that's going to stay that way, so that's good. So that goes anti-clockwise, which is what I'm after. There's going to be a changeover stop at the Grove at 7, so I imagine that'll be a busy stop. However, that's okay. I'm quite happy to have exchanges like that. And there we have it. Right, okay, so this is the TR. This is Portishead. Now, I remember about 5 episodes I was talking about where these towns are, and I did look some of them up. So I now know where Portishead is. Portishead is near Weston-super-Mare and Bristol on the... Oh, I don't know what the river's called. Whatever the river is, it could be the River Severn between Wales and England in the south west of England and at the very bottom of Wales. I believe it is in that bay there, I guess you could call it. Maybe more of an estuary sort of thing it is. But that is where Portishead is, for those who don't know. Anyway, enough with geography. As we can see here, quite a difference, quite a contrast as we can see. So, 2 different routes serving 2 different parts of towns, which is good. We have a good connections to the airport, but we also serve some of the city as well, which is really what I was aiming for. Okay, so as we can see, the other tram route is now dropped in frequency down to 61 seconds, which is much more like a typical tram. That is so much better. So now we can go ahead. I'm not going to go for Citadis, because I think these 2 trams are going to start to eat away at each other now. So I'm going to go ahead and assign 6 of these, and this is going to go on the TR, and this is going to go on the Portishead. So I've got 2 TR Portisheads, the black and the pink line, which is fine. I could go ahead and number them if I need to, but we should be okay. What I also want to do is, should I downgrade you or should I leave you guys? I think you should be okay, and I'm expecting queues definitely to be a lot shorter and smaller going forward now. I would also maybe like to add in an extra stop as well. I think that could be really additional, just because this stop here is very overcrowded. So let's add in an extra stop here too. Let's go ahead and get into this route. As we can see, this tram's already full. I feel I might need just a few more trams on this route. Yeah, let's go ahead and maybe add 1, 2 to go ahead and make this small difference. I mean, this black route, or black line should I say, it serves the people a lot more, I feel, much better. Whereas obviously the pink one is mainly for the airport, but it does serve the top of the town, the top left of the town, which is what I'm going for. Right, okay, so after 1 Park Road, I want you to call in here. And then after 13, I want you to call in here as well. So I think that should help go ahead and relieve some pressure at this stop here, just because everyone really in this corner uses this stop currently, which isn't ideal in the slightest. Okay, so hopefully there'll be some changes being made there. As we can see, there's lots of people already wanting to go on the pink tram, which is good to see. But we'll come back to this later on once we get to the skies. Right, okay, so what are we going to do with regards to routes from here? Very good question. First of all, I think a route would be good to go into here. How many routes have we got going into here right now? I think only just the 1. So this will be the second. So this is going to be from Portishead to... what is this called? This is called MC, isn't it? For Maidstone and Coburn. So Maidstone and Coburn to Port... Portishead, which is fine, so I like the idea of that route. How are we doing here? 17 people waiting to travel on that route, which is nice. What I am going to do is upgrade this to 2 terminals. Though I ain't really going to be allowed to do that, am I? Which is problematic indeed. I really should have built a lot of these airports with the expansion of terminals. That's really what I should have done, but I just didn't really get around to that at the time. So what we're going to do is we're going to cut that back. Now can I build more terminals? Nope, nope, and nope. Right, what I have to do is I have to delete quite a bit of infrastructure here, which is fine. So you're just going to be staying there for a while, aren't you? Yeah, that's fine. What we'll do now is we'll go ahead and upgrade this to 3, though... Yeah, this is problematic, isn't it? I can't expand it to 2 because of this. It's the food processing plant, which I can't do anything about, which is frustrating. I don't think there's really any other collisions around here. Right, what I am going to do is I'm actually going to temporarily delete the airport for that matter, though this is going to be a lot easier said than done, just because I've got planes coming into here, and I've also got trams, which are going to cause me some issues. Right, let's go back into here, let's go to yes, let's go to electric. I'm actually just going to go ahead and skip forward here until I get this sorted out. And voila, there we go. So I managed to go ahead and just... I've had to change the angle of the airport actually, just based on what it was, but I managed to go ahead and get 4 gates, which is much better. So that means MC Portishead is now good to go, which I am liking very much indeed. Okay, so with that said, we are actually starting to get some profitable planes going from Kendall now as well. We're getting some full planes, which is really good to see, and it's now managed to break a profit, which is good. It is really about just going ahead and balancing everything out. Right now the MC to HB is actually in the negative, but I think it's because of the fact that I had to mess around with this airport and let the game play for quite a bit, just because I had to wait for airplanes to clear out. So what we're going to do to start off with is we always do this. As a mandatory sort of thing, you buy 4 yaks. I think that is the best thing to start off with, and then we can make adjustments from there, which is 1 or 2 routes I think we can now go ahead and make adjustments for going forward. Anyway, this airport should hopefully go ahead and start to pick up again. These trams can now go in the right direction, which is good. And then also, I need to see them going in the right direction. Yep, there we go. I also might add in another tram here just because of the fact that there is a lot more people now coming to this airport. So let's go ahead and put another one on the Airlink. That reduces it down to 50 seconds now, which is much better. Okay, so that is one airport it can be connected up to. Then what I'm thinking is probably Kendall Airport, which is doing relatively well. There's no one really wanting to go to Hetton, but for some reason no one ever wants to go to Hetton, which is frustrating. What I think we can do though is a connection from here, though I don't want a tram route, that is for sure. So let's delete you. Right, let's jump in here. Let's go ahead and have a route from here. This is going to be quite a long one actually, all the way up to the top here, which is fine. So you're going to be... where are we? Kendall to Portishead, which is fine. So that is that route to go. And then finally I think we might have one to Doncaster. Does Doncaster have room for us though? Doncaster currently has 2 routes. For some reason going... again, it's Hetton seems to be the problem though, and I really don't know why. Is anything profitable out of Hetton? Is anything anywhere near profitable out of Hetton for that matter? Does anyone use Hetton? Because it really frustrates me. Hetton is such a useful place, but it's just getting no service whatsoever. Hetton to Telscom. There's a route from Hetton to Telscom. Are you having me on? I built that, didn't I? Yeah, it's never gonna work, is it? I mean, none of these really work just because Hetton's too central. Hetton's too well connected up, that is the thing. So, Hetton to Doncaster, I can possibly see that one, but Hetton to Kendall, some people are wanting to fly on that, which is good. But then Hetton to Telscom isn't good either. Right, we're gonna spend some time on that I think quite shortly. Right, you do have room, but I realistically want to add in another gate. That's what I want to happen. However, is it going to allow me to upgrade to another gate? That is the real question. And it will with ease, which is good. Okay, so from here, this is literally one side of the map to the other. It's an extreme route. But as we can see, it will work. So this is going to be from, what, Doncaster to Portishead. Head, which is fine, so that is all good to go. So the 2 new routes we now need to go ahead and get to work. So let's go ahead and buy aircraft. Let's buy 1, 2, 3, 4 yaks, and let's go ahead and put these onto the Kendall Portishead, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, and let's put these onto the Doncaster Portishead. It tends to be a lot of routes that go to Doncaster seem to be profitable. I don't know why. It is maybe just with Doncaster being Doncaster, so I am kind of hopeful for one of the routes at least. I mean, I don't know how this airport's going to do. I really am unsure. Have you got anyone on you for that matter? No. Oh, you had one person on you, because one person has just got off. Where are you off to? You're going to go shop in Portishead. MC Portishead. So you're off to Maidstone Coburn is where you're off to. Which is interesting. Okay, I like that very much. A lot of planes here right now, but that's kind of understandable. Are you guys spread across different terminals? That's also important. And as we can see, we've already got a lot of demand. A lot of demand for actually going into town. But as we can see, I mean, very much these citadesses are very full, going in, I mean, ish both directions. Yeah, it's very much people just want to come into town, if anything. But as we can see, there is some busy trams. This pink tram here is leaving and going out of town with a lot of people on it. So we might even need to upgrade this tram already, because a lot of people want to go uptown, don't they? Okay, well, I mean, it's good I'm monitoring this situation. We're going to jump back onto the planes in a second. That's something I do want to do. I also just want to go ahead and put on a lot of auto upgrades for a lot of these routes, just because these are the ones which go ahead and don't do too well over time. How's the Fordwich trams doing? You guys are obviously too full for your own goods. So what we'll do while we're at it is we'll go ahead and upgrade you guys to Cobras. Go ahead and make quite a steep jump there actually, and put on and replace now. So that should hopefully make some difference. With regards to other routes here, there is some in Doncaster. Doncaster is very important to us. Do I want Mirages? We'll just go for Mirages for the time being until required, which is fine. You're in the profit. A lot of trams are in the profit. Not a lot of profit, mind you, but a lot of these trams are doing well. What about these T1s? These T1s are pretty full as well, so we'll go ahead and upgrade these to Mirages, which will give a bit more capacity, costing me 1 million. Then continuing on here, Crowlands. Very busy indeed as well, so we'll go ahead and upgrade you to Mirages. Again, 4 trams, there might just not be a very good frequency right now, but a lot of these individual towns we'll have to take a closer look at, but I'm just trying to make a general observation here. What I also want to do, I know I just added a tram on here, but the other trams might be quite old, so I want to go ahead and just replace now for quite a cheap amount of money. So that means that near enough all of these are on auto upgrades. This route isn't, which isn't good, and is it because you trams are empty or old? A lot of them, I mean, there's a 30-seater tram there, so my guess is that it's more just to do with the age of these trams, because I remember building those trams a way back in maybe episodes... Oh, I don't even want to think about what episode it was. It was a long time ago, let's put it that way. A long time ago indeed. Right, okay, so that's been automatically replaced. Let's automatically replace use. So the amount that's costing, I can imagine they have just been a bit too old and a bit rusty. Then we've also got the Maidstone 2 as well, which is quite important. That's quite a new tram route, to be fair, but I do just want to have it on there anyway. I'm not really at all sure how long a lot of these trams last. Then we've got this new route in Portishead. Again, we want to go ahead and safeguard that. Though, am I going to need to upgrade? I think we're already going to upgrade, actually. It's also to do with the frequency, though. The frequency isn't great. Tell you what, we'll not upgrade for now. The thing is, if these trams aren't to size, then I'm going to struggle to take people to the airport. That's my priority. So let's actually go for Citadis trams. Let's replace now. And let's add 2 more on. That's what I want to do. So let's buy trams. Let's grab 2 Citadis trams, and you're going to go into Portishead Pink. Like so, which is nice and easy. Right, and then Prince Dobster, not doing too good at all in the slightest, so we can go ahead and sort that one out. Why is that? Is that just because all the trams are full in the town? I mean, all the trams, or some of the trams are looking quite busy. I think we can go ahead and afford to upgrade used to Mirages, so let's go for OK on and replace now. Then with regards to Somerton trams, yeah, looking like they could do with an upgrade, that is for sure. So we can go ahead and also do that. This is for Prince Dobster, let's do for Somerton, and is this it? This, I believe, should be it. So that is all our capacities. Hopefully now sorted out in the towns. Not capacities, but age of vehicle, which is very important. And yeah, so that's all trams and upgrades, which is good. I do want to check while we're at it. I'm not going to do too much more of this, because I realise we've just spent 2 or 3 minutes on it. But what's the age? It's just some trains. It's really trains, road vehicles, some trucks, interestingly, actually. But a lot of stuff is in a good age. A lot of stuff is at a very good age, in fact, which I'm quite happy about. As we can see, we've got a lot of young vehicles in here, which is good, and then obviously we've got lots and lots of trams that should just been upgraded, which is nice to see as well. A lot of trams not, I mean, it's really a mix. Trams are never going to make you that much money if they are profitable anyway. God, this route's not doing good at all, is it? It's a very mixed bag though, but that's Coburn for you. Coburn is a strange town, I'll give it that. And so is this route. This route's never done well, even though it's got quite a few people on it. That's the thing. Coburn's just a very, very tight town, I think the best way to describe it. There's no room at all. It's really wedged in, which is not nice in the slightest. Right, okay, how are we doing here? So 2 profitable routes. Not great in the slightest either, but it is what it is. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some routes. So we're going to get rid of Hetton to Telscombe, because I think that is just a bit ridiculous. I think that I built that out of hope and it didn't really pay off, so that should make a change over here. This means now we've only got HB to Telscombe. What about HB to Kendal? Wouldn't really be worth it, I don't feel. If we had like maybe Newton Abbot, if you had an airport, that could be worth it, but I'm not really at all sure if we can get an airport in here actually, just based on the lack of flat land. I might be able to put one in here, and that's something that I could try. Though again, I mean, the medium airport is a big airport, isn't it? Very big. I mean, realistically, I would like to have it there. I mean, we could have it coming along here. This is probably the flattest area of land we've got around the town. So yeah, it could go in there, and I would be happy to try it in there. So let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can go ahead and make this work. What I want to do, I'm going to have to get rid of that. We're also going to destroy a bit more industry here too, which will probably have a knock-on effect for the town. But it is what it is. Right, I don't want this too far along here in the slightest. But we can get you in, what, there? There. Right, you'll do there. Okay, so that's another airport amazingly built. Don't know why we're hiding trains, but there we go. Right, okay, so another airport. We're very, very, very quickly going to get this into operation. Now, do you have trams in this town? You don't even have trams in this town. Wowee. I think it's about time. We do have a bus service in this town though, so this connects up to the exchange which we have up at... It doesn't have a name, but it's sort of like the Hetton connection to this part of the world, though now hopefully we're going to go ahead and see some planes come along here. But again, I'm not really at all sure how effective that would be, or whatever. Right, okay, so the first thing I need to do is draw from there to there. Nope. Draw from there to there. Nope. Draw from... Any roads can do it? Nope. Nope. Right, this is not good in the slightest. Let's go ahead and do something like that, because that's probably what is going to work right now. Now, let me go ahead, and we've already got 3 terminals on here, which is good. So now I should be able to go ahead and draw you like that. Let's upgrade you to a medium road with yes and yes, and select OK. Then let's go to a large street, and let's build you along here. So the first tram is going to arrive in the town, which I feel it is about. Now the thing is, I don't want this to go the same way as the bus route does. So we are going to take it up a little bit of a different part of the town. You're going to come along here at the top, cut through here, then you probably are going to come down the main street, to be honest. I think you just sort of have to. And then terminate there. Quite possibly, yes, you're going to have to. So you're going to come into here and then you're going to run into there, which is fine. I mean, there will be a bit of overlap between these two, but hopefully not too much. I'm just wanting to go ahead and again promote some nice organic growth with the town, and also as well, they serve two totally different purposes. Although their endpoints are quite close to each other, they serve different parts of town, they got different purposes. One is if you want to go to the town of Hetton, and the other is if you want to go to the airport, which I might try with Hetton to be honest, but outside of that I'm not at all sure what other... I mean, there's quite a few airports we could connect it up to. I think Telscom could also be... Telscom, Portishead maybe. But it depends, because we are really starting to run out of routes and areas. That's the thing. You need to also be aware of that, so... But we'll see how things go. Right, okay, so with that built, this is a very quick build, which I am liking. Let's go ahead and jump in here, line 1. So from there, along to St. John's, then from St. John's to the Drive, from the Drive to Stanley, then Main Roads, then the Crescent, North Street, Queen Street, Springfield Road, and then into Newton Abbot Central, which is actually a good name. Honestly, it's a good name because it is central in the town. I do think that, it'd be such a stupid thing to work on, but naming principles are such an important thing to me, and I think it is very, very important to have a good naming system just in the game, to be honest, because especially this map's starting to get very, very big and very, very crazy, and if I wasn't naming stuff correctly, it could cause me a lot of problems. Okay, so what I want to do now is just add in, I guess, a truck and a tram depot, just based on the fact I got rid of them both, which is not a problem, so we can go ahead and replace these. So let's put in the road depot, and then let's put in a tram depot right next door, which is fine. So trams. What kind of trams? Gonna go for Mirages for the start here, and we're gonna go for, that's a fleet of 7, which is an interesting number. So let's go ahead and, we did make the route, didn't we? Yeah. This is the town of Newton, isn't it? So TR Newton, you trams are good to go, so we'll come back and see how yous are doing shortly. What we're going to do though is, I really built this airport to connect up to the town of Telscom, so let's see where that can take us. Now all of a sudden the airspace is very, very busy up here, but you're going to run into Telscom, so this is from, what, Newton to Telscom, like so. Where else could this airport serve? I mean, it could go into here. Though, again, I'm not really at all sure. The one thing I have noticed is that you two are sharing the same terminal, which I don't like. What about, could it come into here? I mean, how close am I to getting from Newton over to Maidstone and Coburn? You can get the train to Kendal and then the train from Kendal up. Yeah, that could be a shout. It looks like the MCHB, which is from Maidstone, Coburn to up in... Dum dum dum, what is that? HB is Hampstead and Bangor. That's doing well. Also seen the HB Kendal really picking up a lot of money now, which is good. It's the more profitable, as we're starting to see. Right, I'm not really at all sure where else this airport's going to go to be honest. I really don't. What we'll do is we'll leave it for the time being. Go ahead and give me some suggestions down in the comments section below. What I want to do now is grab some more yaks. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and get yous out from here, so Newton to Telscom. Nah, we need another route. We need another route now. This airport needs 2 routes. So from here we're going to fly to Portishead. Would that be a shout? Yeah, I think that could work. So from Newton to Portishead. Portishead is now very, very busy indeed. It's got 4 routes that's capacitated out, which is good. Can't complain at that though. So let's go ahead and buy 4 yaks from this end. So this runway is going to be quite busy, but it also, because this airport is right at the edge of the map, it means that planes typically take longer to fly here. So as we can see, the runways aren't too busy. There isn't like too much traffic, if you know what I mean. And there's a fair amount of people waiting to go to all different parts of the world, which is good. This is our busiest airport by far, and I just want to check up and see how things are going. So we can modify stuff based on this. So HB to Doncaster, you have quite a lot of people waiting on you. which is fine. So that plane's leaving, and I've got 5 people on you, which is good. You must be a Doncaster HB. There is quite a lot of people waiting to go on that route. Then with regards to HB Telscom. Okay, that's good to see. Quite a lot of people want to go to Telscom. 10 people, in fact, want to go to Telscom. I just don't think the planes have necessarily spaced out yet. But again, that's something which will happen naturally as time goes on. But it is good to see there is a bit of a demand there. Quite happy about that. With regards to the other 2 routes, they're not overly busy right now. HB to Kendal doesn't look like it's doing great. But, I mean, some of these routes aren't at that big a loss. Some of them are at an awful loss. But some of them are really not at that big a loss at all. They are fluctuating in and out of profit, though. That just, it really depends on all that. Doncaster to Hetton, how is this doing? I mean, this route could face the axe, to be honest, I feel. We need to work on Hetton Airport, that's what I need to do. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this episode up here. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please leave a like rating. I'm going to go ahead and work on this airport, see if I can go ahead and get things to change. And hopefully in the future, we will start to see a bit more positive growth at this airport, because right now, the airport is currently dead. Anyway, go ahead and leave a like on this video. Please subscribe if you are new around here. Go to my Twitter, go to my Patreon, and that's all, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you very much for watching. My name is Bigfoot, and I'm out.